How's it going, everybody? It's Vanguard Badlands, back at it again with another Vampyr episode. So, alright, so my game crashed, not crashed, there was nothing wrong with the game, but since I have an external hard drive with, not installed into my PS4, so I'm using the Steingate, like 2 terabyte one, and, it got disconnected. It popped off from the USB because I accidentally hit it or touched it. I don't know what happened, but it got disconnected and it just crashed my game. So we just got done talking to this woman. I forgot her name. Hold on. So we talked to Thelma. She believes she's a vampire. She's pretty insane. And then we talked to Thomas. She let Thelma like bite him and pretend to suck his blood, or actually suck his blood, or I don't know how that process went down. Though he's kind of sick, his face was all fucked up from chimpanzees. Not really, he didn't get fucked up by chimpanzees. Something happened to his face. I don't know. I was just too distracted while looking at it. And then he likes Thelma because he makes him feel better. And he likes her. He likes her, so, you know, he has hope in life, knowing that there's a crazy bitch that,
I wish I could be sick again.
thinks about him as a meal.
With the fever.
So yeah.
Good evening.
Now we're going to talk to
How
Hampton.
do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you
This is the
mean?
guy we just
I was not
rescued
myself
earlier, I
in the
believe.
factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Damn.
What is
And that's the person
general
that we
situation
fucked up
in the
and
East End
sent to the
docks?
The
afterlife.
situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers Trade Union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Clay Cox went missing, so I believe he should be out in the world. I don't know.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Because they don't want to feel the wrath of God.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any
Everybody.
particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
Oh, what a Christian man you are.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Damn.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
Yeah, rest in heaven, my guy.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke. Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
Many months ago. Out
Goodbye,
in the
Mr.
blue moon.
Hampton.
Alright, cool. So we got done talking to it. Or we got
I
done
cannot
talking.
enter.
So we already searched this whole room. Let's pick up this note. New collectible. Oh god, my literate ass is gonna have to read about the use of garlic and wooden stakes. Dear brothers, I must draw your attention to the very important point and use garlic as a protection against vampires. Let's be crystal clear on this subject. Garlic will never protect you against those creatures, no matter how fresh or how strong they really, how smelly. Garlic is totally used as a defense. I can never say enough how damaging that novel of Bram Stoker has been. Yes, of course, the population of Slavic countries places garlic cloves in coffins. Yes, of course. Oh wow, they put the garlics in the coffins so they won't come back alive like vampires. Alright, that's pretty smart if it does work. Yes, of course. Inhabitants of Santorini Island hang garlic on their windows. There would be so much to write about this place, and someday soon I hope to go back to this island and to further explore its opulent traditions. But that is not to protect the living from the devil. It is to tell the dead that they are aware of their malveillance. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that. It is a simple, nothing more, nothing less. So please, by all means, yes, wear garlic, show garlic, hang garlic, and tell the shadows that they're not afraid. But if you're looking for supernatural protection, you will have to search much deeper into the forgotten secrets of the occult traditions. For here is the truth, my fellow brothers. Garlic does not repel vampires, but all the flesh plants will hurt them. It is as their body cannot stand the presence of bacterial elements. I have seen and engaged Vampyr flee when walked with a rose. Yes, a simple rose. I have witnessed a violent Alcon fall down and beg for mercy when struck by a wooden stake. I don't know why is it so effective, and I would give my left arm to find the answer to the mystery. But the truth remains nonetheless. Vampires are very sensitive to fresh herbs, plants, and woods. From Facing the Shadows, How and Why by Usher Italian print of St. Paul. Yeah, why? Yeah. If the guy's wondering why stakes to the heart or chest will hurt a vampire, let me tell you something. That's a simple answer. That will kill any stake through their chest. That will fuck up anybody. In the name of the mercy that they demand on you, nurses all needed now. Wait, what? What was that? 15? 15 kills. Oh, okay. Let's see. There's another poster here. Prevent disease, careless spitting, sneezing, coughing, and spreading influenza. Spread the droplets sprayed the nose and throat. Do not cough in public. That's crazy how that just simply not coughing or prevent coughing or covering up can stop disease. Damn it, I'm a doctor. You wait until I have time to see you. Oh no, I already talked to her. She just went back inside.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Thank you for your time.
Oh, son of a...
We'll talk later.
Accidentally pressed circle.
Good evening, sir.
Let me talk to you for a second.
My sweet girl.
I'm quite busy.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr.
There she's
Swansea has
here.
imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital instead of a burden.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest
That's
in
why
pushing
we
the
have
boundaries of
volunteers.
medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
So we got one hand figured out. So we got 2 people in this tree. What's the question?
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is aim? Or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
Oh, this motherfucker's definitely gonna die. I saved many lives. Knowledge is our main weapon. No reason to justify my actions.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
Your mama!
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
Alright, cool.
Thank you
Say
for your...
goodbye to this dick.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen.
Oh, jeez, that's more people to talk to.
I'm alright.
Jesus, my
Don't
hair's
waste your
getting into
time
my
with
eye.
me.
Push it off to the side. Hello, young
madam.
lady.
Can I help you?
Oh, madam.
It's my son who needs you, sir.
Oh,
Dr.
she
Jonathan
is a
Reed.
madam. Look at her.
How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick.
Oh, I
you
thought she
check
said
on
something
him?
else. I was like, yo!
I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
I thought she called herself a bitch. I was like, alright, hold
Can you tell
on.
me about
I
yourself,
don't think that's the
Mrs.
name you
Goswick?
should call yourself,
Not much
madam.
to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
I want everything you want.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
Don't worry. Soon we'll have free healthcare. Soon.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Let's see how many people we have. 2 people. What's in her tree? Probably the
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first
She kind of
impression?
flinched.
The
Her
ambulance
hands kind
driver
of like,
was quite
woo!
rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Oh, lady. Oh, man, this tree is coming down nicely. All right. She charged you? I share your stuff.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
Oh, she gonna die too? What the fuck?
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Yeah, I might have to kill her too. What a dick. How are you gonna charge somebody a bed? Beds are free in the hospital.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
They charge you after you leave.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No,
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Your life in London?
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
All right.
I'm
We
sure
must
you realize
communicate.
a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir.
Exactly.
Would it help if I gave you
need to
some
know what
paper
happened.
and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself
got
to my
money.
bed if you asked her to leave.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed.
It's my mother.
It's my mother.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
Ah, son of a bitch.
How painful.
So painful.
I'll let you...
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
All right. What else do we? Oh shit, the door. What else do we need to talk to? Ugh, too many people to talk to.
Need the words to calm.
Unfinished letter. Let's see. Pembroke Hospital, 2nd of November. My dear children, I'm sorry to write to you before, but it hurts like hell just to write these words on bloody paper. Don't worry, Daddy will go out to the hospital as soon as the doctors fix his arm. In the meantime, if you need something to see Mr. Chadwick at the construction site, and tell him you are Aubrey's Frederick's children. You remember Robert Chadwick, the big guy with the mustache who helped me repair the house doors last spring? Go see him in the go see him and ask for a few bob for a few bob. Bob? Who got what? He won't refuse to spare you a few. I'm sorry, I can't work anymore for now, but we'll figure out something as soon as I'm out. Don't worry, everything will be fine as soon as Daddy's arm is strong again. As soon as the doctors have fixed my arm.
The children, Helen. As for me,
Alright, let's talk to this one. This is the dad.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Oh, don't worry. We'll get that real good for you. Tell me about yourself.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Okay.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable, and your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
Are you arguing about the case?
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is, I disagreed about wood and nails, not flesh and bones.
Damn.
You seem worried about the safety of your family. And it's
Jeez,
obviously
why is
the
my
reason
character
why
gotta
your
yell
wound
at this
troubles
guy?
you so much.
I cannot give up.
It's like,
They both need me living.
What about their mother, if I may ask?
that's crazy.
She died in 1915 during one of the first Zeppelin raids.
My character should talk like a
never
Jedi,
found her
and, like
body.
calm and smooth, like, why is your family wood? I don't know, something like that. Oh, son of a...
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
See, he should have said,
1915.
tell me more about the
Building
death of
workshops
your
for the
wife.
Royal Flying Corps.
I don't know, this guy seems
Helen was
aggressive.
happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
Damn.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
Shit.
Goodbye for now, Mr.
Sweet girl. Reads me like a book.
Alright. What other people do we have? I know there was somebody I was supposed to talk to. Fatigue. Cure with treatment for fatigue. Oh. Can we craft something like that? Let's get this guy into tip-top shape. Do we have anything to... We are a doctor. How do we craft stuff? I don't know how to craft anything. But there is something that we can use to cure this guy? Not. Inventory, quest items, junk, consumables, ingredients. Don't look like I can craft anything. Okay, let's go back to this character thing. Cure with treatment for fatigue. Don't have anything like that yet. Maybe I have to go find it? I'm not quite sure. Oh, more motherfuckers I need to talk to. Shit! Wait, where am I? I'm lost. Where did I start at? Alpha. No, this is a different door. Jesus! Alright, we started off here. Unknown. I don't know who this doctor is.
I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Cool. Thank you.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Tell me about yourself, my guy.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
What made you choose this career?
What made you
I always
choose
liked
to
to
be a
learn.
doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
I'll give you some advice, but understand that nothing beats practical experience, which can be exhausting and solitary work.
Of course, sir. And don't worry, I will never allow myself to be a burden, neither to you nor this hospital.
Tell me about your
I based my
experiments?
technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
about the Pembroke
What can you
hospital.
tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True, true. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by.
Alright, cool. So we got more missions, and that's where we're gonna end the video. Oh,
Tell me more
shit.
about your
Never
willingness
mind.
to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior. A man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
All right. Now we know a little bit about him. All right, guys.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Now that's how we're gonna end the episode. Because it looks like this is a big-ass hospital and a lot more questions. We just did only half of this side of the room, the left side, and now we're doing the right side. And it looks like the right side has a lot more area to explore and ask questions to. I'd make this video longer, but I have to go and get ready for work. But alright, guys. Like always, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and consider hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, if you enjoyed the channel, go ahead and also hit the like button, comment down below. Was this an interesting episode for you? For me, it was. It got me to learn more about these characters. And I might, try to pick off a little bit one by one. And maybe that doctor that kind of criticized me, I might take him down because, you can't talk shit about my work. Man, I put a lot of effort into it. But alright, if you also want to know when a new episode is up, hit that bell notification. Helps me help you notify you when a new episode is up. But like always, this is Vanguard Badlands signing out. Peace.